as you know, Fancy Foods, or maybe you don't know, Fancy Foods, it's a huge show at the Javits Center here in New York City. I mean, hundreds of exhibitors, thousands of attendees. So what do you think the exhibitors are bringing? They're bringing their food products, and they're bringing a lot of it. And you've got, attendees really excited to try out, sample these products, but at the end of the show, maybe not all of the inventory gets used up. What are we going to do with it? That is where City Harvest comes in. They come in and they do a great work. They come in, they take all of the unused products and they put it to real use. And here with me now, I've got Jenna Harris of City Harvest. Jenna, tell me, what's your title? What do you do with City Harvest?
I am the Associate Director of our Donor Relations and Supply Chain team.
There you go, right there. Heard it from the horse's mouth. Associate Director of Relations and Supply Chain, correct?
Correct.
All right. Well, first of all, Jenna, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
This is such an important thing to cover. This is such an important topic. I mean, food waste. Tell us all about your efforts here, City Harvest efforts here at Fancy Foods.
Yeah, we love coming to Fancy Food Show every year. We've been doing it for more than 2 decades. And like you said at the end of the show, a lot of these exhibitors don't want to bring back their product with them. Maybe they have leftovers. So City Harvest will come in at the end of the show and rescue everything. We pick it up with about close to 200 volunteers, and we will pack it all up and bring it to soup kitchens and food pantries all across the 5 boroughs of New York City.
I love that. And how long have you guys been partnering?
So we've been partnering for more than 2 decades. So it's a really long relationship. We love working with specialty foods.
Yes.
It's been a really, really wonderful partnership.
Yeah. And how many volunteers do you guys have?
So we're thinking close to 200 volunteers. The space obviously is massive, so it's just a lot of booths to go to. We have a lot of people that'll be out on the floor helping to rescue all this wonderful food.
Yeah, take me through the process. So as you may or may not know, viewers, so it is day 3 of Fancy Foods at the end. The booths will close down at 3 p.m.
Correct.
So take me through the process, even from the minute that the trucks roll in.
Yeah, so the trucks actually should be here any minute.
Okay.
They'll start offloading the supplies that we're bringing, which is, pallets, watermelon bins. We have rolling bins, things like that. Our volunteers will come in. We'll do a quick orientation with them. And then as soon as the show ends at 3, that's when we hit the floor. So we set up what we call consolidation centers. We'll have a couple on each floor, and volunteers will go to those areas, get their supplies, and then they hit the floor, going to every single booth to see what's left there for donation. They'll know that it's left for donation because exhibitors are going to put these stickers on the actual product. So anything with a sticker, our volunteers are going to pick up, bring to our consolidation centers, and that's where we pack everything up, get it ready for the trucks. And then our trucks are waiting on the dock to bring everything to the soup kitchens and food pantries that we work with.
That's great. What's the criteria for a product that is eligible for donation? I'm sure shelf stable.
Yeah, really anything that's unopened, we can take. We're taking both perishable and non-perishable.
Oh,
as long as it's being kept at refrigeration.
okay.
All of our trucks are refrigerated, so we're able to take that product safely to our agencies as well.
That's great. So how long does that process take to sweep through? I mean, that's got to take a while.
Yeah, our goal is to finish by 8 p.m. We do have a 4-hour window for perishable items. So we start with that first. We make sure we get all the perishable off the floor as soon as possible.
Yep.
And then we'll go to non-perishable after that.
Okay. And then after you guys collect it, do you guys bring it directly to all of the local, just straight there?
Yeah, so tonight we'll bring all the perishable items to 4 different soup kitchens. A lot of them will stay open late for this. They all know the product. They love it. They're excited to get it.
That's great.
And then we actually come back tomorrow morning. We'll get all the non-perishable items tomorrow morning and bring that right to the agencies tomorrow.
That makes sense. Can you mention which soup kitchens are you?
I don't have those on the top of my head, but they're all across the 5 boroughs, mostly in the Bronx and Brooklyn, I believe, for tomorrow.
Can people find out on cityharvest.com or?
We can definitely share that with you or with someone afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. But it's cityharvest.com. That's what people.
Cityharvest.org.
Cityharvest.org.
Yes.
.org to get information about this great nonprofit. Thank you so much for being here. I do want to talk about what has it been like working with City Harvest. How long have you been working for City Harvest?
Yeah, I've been here for almost 4 years.
Okay.
So it definitely, the last 2 years have been pretty different for us with going through COVID, but we have a huge amount of really wonderful donors that we work with. We're so grateful to partner with them. And our department works with all the food donors within the 5 boroughs. So it's been really exciting just to see how generous people are and being able to serve those communities that we serve.
Yeah, tell me, how critical is it right now, the issue of hunger in the city? Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously throughout COVID, things have been exacerbated. It's this year alone, we will rescue and deliver more than 100 million pounds of food just to help meet the enormous need that's out in the city right now.
Yeah. What are the best ways that people can fight hunger, in their own homes? Also, if you have any tips on, like how can people, be better at conserving food waste, wasting less food, things like that. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways. I would say, at the home, definitely, if you can try to conserve your own food waste, we definitely try to recommend if you have excess, we tap into the community fridge network a lot, so people can bring leftover food there. We're always open to taking food donations, even from individual people. But I'd say a great way to support City Harvest in general is just go to our website, cityharvest.org. People can make financial donations, or they're welcome to volunteer as well. We have tons of volunteer opportunities all across the 5 boroughs all year long.
That's a big part of it, just that manpower,
yes.
right?
Yeah,
and even if people,
huge.
Can't find, a City Harvest near them, or can't, be in person, it's, just get out there, right? That's
yeah.
Absolutely. They need the hands, right?
Yeah, and we're a member of Feeding America, which is a national organization. So if they're not in New York City, they probably have a food bank somewhere near them that is a Feeding America food bank as well.
Oh, that's great. So is it feedingamerica.
I believe probably feedingamerica.org, but I would maybe just Google Feeding America.
Google Feeding America. I'm sure you guys know how to spell Feeding in America. We'll Google that. cityharvest.org.
Yes.
Jenna Harris,
yes.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Such a great effort, great cause. I'm so excited for you guys. You guys are going to be helping a lot of people today.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you
We're
so much.
So excited.